Alright, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go over, open up, put together, and try out the Hackerbox from a few months back, Hackerbox 0087 PicoW. Alright, let's take a look at what exactly is all in the box to start with. We start off with a little PicoPie. We got a micro USB, yeah, cable, 2.0 only, of course as micro USB is. A couple of different parts, a few more parts, 2.8-inch TFT module. A breadboard. It's a little better than the size that came in the month before, so we can do some stuff with that for sure. I got some projects I'd like to design, and this breadboard will come in handy for that. Got a bunch of jumpers, and then we have our custom PCB, which I believe is for like a, what do you call it, a weather station. And we have another DigiKey breadboard, solder on breadboard. That'll be good for right before ordering PCBs. And on the card this month we have the pinout for the Raspberry Pi PicoW and the pinout for an HDMI port. So that's cool. Alright, let's get everything ready and start getting this put together. Alright, we got them all soldered up. Let's start looking at this first. I do still need to solder all the pins, but for the most part, little HDMI breakout board is all soldered. This is my first time doing these SMD components, and with a hot air gun, it goes real nice. But here's the weather station, the PicoPiW weather station. Let's get it turned on. It connects to what is open weather through an API, so it connects to the internet. The indoor readings, this is correct for the current room I'm in. And the outdoor readings, from what I can tell, are correct as well. So it's a cool little project. I want to get there's a couple people on the Instructable that have created 3D printed cases for these, and I'd like to get one for this that just kind of mounts it. Just an easy way to quickly look and see what the weather is like outside. But super simple project, not super complex. I do want to add all my other sensors and might mount it to a window with the sensors on the outside and just see how far we can really take this thing, because it seems to be really cool. But so I was just about to finish this video up, but then I decided to go look at the comments of the Instructable for this project. And I noticed one one comment that seems to have made a pretty cool change to the project. So I went ahead and made this change, and I'll show you in just a second. But I kind of wanted to go over these changes. So we see the pictures, which I'll show you more in a little bit. He links the GitHub, but it does take a deeper API call, one that potentially could cost you, but once you sign up for it, you do put a card number in. You can limit it per day so that it never goes over your free limit. And that's what I've done. But let's look at exactly what this does. So, we'll go to pictures over here. We have the same indoor conditions, but it adds a nicer 17 minutes ago, today's forecast, and 6-day forecast page. So it gives you a little more info from this one call API. I already have it uploaded. So we can kind of look at what it looks like. So it's on a timer. It automatically just kind of goes through each one of these screens. But if you notice on these screens, it doesn't show that 6-day forecast picture I showed you a second ago. To get to the 6-day forecast, you have to press the SW1 button, and then it'll give you your 6-day forecast. To get back, you just hit SW2. And we're back to all of them. So we have the standard indoor conditions we've seen from the original project, conditions from the last API call, today's forecast, and then back to indoor conditions. So it's only really 4 screens, but it's still a lot more info. Something I found really interesting. Something I may even 3D print a case so that this can be running during the day, so we just take a quick look over it to see how the weather is, even though, home screens of our phones typically have that anyway. One thing I did want to note, though, if you do decide to do this project, is that you do have 2 new Arduino libraries that you have to install. So you don't just download all these files needed, which in this one, by the way, you do need the free fonts, the INO, the bitmaps, and the weatherbm.h. So instead of just having 2 files in the project folder, you'll have 4 total. But with those 4 and these Arduino libraries, you should be set to set it up how we have over here. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another simple project from Hackerboxes. We've got one more before I'm caught up, and then it'll be a once a month thing. For some of the stuff we have coming up, I will be doing another war driver, and I'll do a full instruction set when I do that. And then I will also be building a pie bottle, a wiggle bottle, I guess is what it's really called. These boards here, once I get all the parts in for them, it's just a breakout board to separate 4 different USB points on a Raspberry Pi. So it just sits on top of the Raspberry Pi like that and has all the ports broken out so that you can do 4 Wi-Fi cards or 3 Wi-Fi cards and a GPS card or something. But that's another project that I have coming up soon. Other than that, subscribe and like. I've got a few other things planned that'll be coming through the pipes. A few other videos I want to make, and then I'd like to continue to put out videos weekly, so at minimum, and that should start with this video because I put out one today, and this video will be ready sometime this week. I'll edit it, and it will be out within another week or next week sometime, and then from there I just want to continue that weekly cycle, maybe throw in an extra one every once in a while. But thanks for your patience. Thanks for hanging on. We'll see you next time.